Okay. All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm glad to see all of you here. Yeah, get some light. All right. Yeah, good to be here. For the last 6 weeks, every day in the car as I drove to and from work, I was thinking of what to preach to you about. Um, but it's good. Like I really enjoy um, sharing a lesson because not that I feel like everything I say is very meaningful or whatever, but it's good to be able to share thoughts with one another. So that's what we are. That's a family. We learn from one another. We sharpen one another. And a couple of weeks ago, William gave the lesson about stories, and I kind of wanted to talk about that, but then I changed my mind. But that's fine because that's part of what my lesson is this morning. I mean, when Jude shared her testimony about how she managed to talk spiritually or share the good news with someone at her day while recovering from day surgery, I thought that was pretty amazing. Um, it kind of got me thinking about what we're doing here. So why are we here and what are we doing? So today I want to talk about God's will for us, for you and for me, and and how we can approach and understand that. So for those of you who don't know, most of you do know me for many years now. I left home when I was 15 years old. All right, so that's a long time ago now, but not that long. I'm not that old. Not like a picture. I'm not quite that old. But basically, I've left home for what 26 years now. So I left home when I was 15. It's like Daniel leaving home uh, last year. 16, right? Yeah. So if you think about it, you're pretty young, right? And I left home from Malaysia. I went to Singapore to study secondary school. So I was like in end of middle school, yeah, like year 9 really. And I studied there for 4 years, and then I came to Adelaide after that. I've been here since then. So I've been in Adelaide for what 20 plus years now. And over that time, you always think, you know, how many different things you could have chosen. I could have stayed in Singapore, went to Singapore uni. I could have, like most of my friends did do that from junior college. And then, or I could have gone to UK, uh, maybe met Thomas there, but who knows? But because I did get accepted to University of Manchester, but I also got accepted to Adelaide Uni. Uh, and yeah, how differently things would have turned out. Having said that, I'm so blessed to be here with all of you, because I've got my physical family back there, my lovely wife and children. Sometimes my children not so lovely, but you still love them anyway. You wouldn't have it any other way. And then you have your spiritual family. So most of us, just looking in this room, all of us here, most of us are migrants. Like I would say more than 70% here are migrants. And we all kind of understand that, and that's how we ended up here. You think Adelaide's a bit of a dump because nothing happens here. But really, after you've lived here for a while, you realize how wonderful and great this place is. You don't want to move. Um, and you know, those of us who are maybe lucky or unlucky, however you look at it, who've never left this homestay, been in Adelaide all your life. You know, I'm saying that although the migrants think a bit differently, all of us go through have the same questions and same struggles in our hearts, right? We all wonder, how do we make wise choices? How do we choose? How do we decide what we've done? Do we know if it is God's will for us? Like, I know some people think they're not happy at a particular job. Should we stay or should we go? And how do we know what to choose or what to do? This is an old photo. I dug it up the other day. Who do you think this is? Yeah, that's right. It's rude. Doesn't that?
Yours.
I thought that was cool. So cute, right, Ruth? That was she was little. And that's William and Noel, Mark and Pearlie and Frank. And that's me and Karen. We look nice and younger was like, what? 20 years ago, so long ago, right? Can't believe it, right? Daniel can't accept it. He's shocked. Yeah, so cute. Anyway, so and that was ages back, you know. And as you think about it, you know, that's where we all came from, and that's where we are at the moment. So why does it matter what we do, or knowing or not about God's will? Now, the thing that what does everybody want in this life? Now, I don't think it is money, and I don't think it is health. It's not wisdom, it's not power, and it's not prestige. It's not anything. Everybody just wants to be happy. Isn't it? You would give all of that up, like um, even if you're really healthy or really fit or strong, but you're not happy, what's the point? If you're really rich, you know, if you've achieved all your financial goals, you know, you're financially free, even if you've got, you know, $5 million in the bank or whatever, if you're not happy, it's pointless. You know? And being having power or being wise is all of no use if you do not understand what it is to be happy. I was looking up, people have done research, all right? They did a quiz and asked people how happy they were. You're actually pretty happy when you're young, and then you become pretty unhappy. That's why people have midlife crises, they call it. I'm somewhere here, but actually I think I've skipped. I feel I'm way up here anyway. Yeah, maybe I haven't reached it yet. Yeah, that's right, because I'm 41, so I'm just here. But obviously, this doesn't apply to everyone. But I'm just saying that in truth, we are all the same. You know, humanity has more commonality than differences. Everybody just wants to have a peaceful, happy life, isn't it? It's quite interesting. And as you get older, you become happier. And scientists have been struggling trying to work out why that is. Because you lose your health, you're not as sharp mentally, and you're not as good looking as you were before, but you're still happier. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? And they can't work out why, you know, as people are getting older and older, they're actually getting happier. It's a very interesting thing, and I think it's because of learning. I'll discuss it more later on. Suffice to say that young people are not necessarily that happy, no matter what circumstance they are in. But older people have learned how to be happier. That's an important lesson. That's what I want to share with you this morning. Not that. Just how do you have more peace and happiness in your life? Ecclesiastes is a great book. I love that book because it's a book actually written at its heart on teaching someone how to be happy in this life. Really, that's how I see that book on reflection. Go then eat your bread in happiness, drink your wine with a cheerful heart, for God has already approved your works. Right? Let your clothes be white all the time, and then ought not oil be lacking your head. Enjoy life with the woman whom you love all the days of your fleeting life, which has given to you under the sun, for this is your reward in life and in your toil in which you have labored under the sun. And at the end of the book, Ecclesiastes, it says, in addition to being a wise man, the preacher also taught the people knowledge, and he pondered, searched out, and arranged many proverbs. The preacher sought to find delightful words and to write words of truth correctly. The words of wise men are like goads, and masters of these collections are like well-driven nails. They are given by one shepherd. But beyond this, my son, be warned, the writing of many books is endless, and excessive devotion to books is wearing to the body. The conclusion when all has been heard is fear God and keep his commandments, because this applies to every person. God will bring every act to judgment, everything which is hidden, whether it is good or evil. Now, it's a great book, Ecclesiastes. You should all read it. And I believe the conclusion of that book is crucial. Following God's will gives happiness. And that's why I want to talk about knowing God's will today. Because the truth is, if you follow God's will and you truly understand His will for your life, you'll truly be happy, at peace spiritually, and content. And that is what we all want, isn't it? It's not we all want to be really rich, have big houses and nice cars. It's not that you want to be healthy, you know. People who are sick can be happy as well. And people who don't have much can be just as happy. But we understand God's will for your life, and you will be content where you are. Doesn't mean you stand still where you are, but it means that you'll be happy wherever you are along your journey. So the question we all ask is, does the Christian face no trial or struggles? And indeed, why do we have to struggle and have trials and overcome challenges? So now we go on to understanding God's will. Again, Proverbs is another good book, full of wise or wisdom. And one of the roles of wisdom is to teach you to be happy. Right? It's teach you to have success, to be happy. All right? My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. Length of days and years of life and peace to you. All right? So days, long life and peace. Do not let kindness and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on your heart, so you will find favor and good repute in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your body and refreshment to your bones. I mean, if you watch any movie or you read or whatever, you will see that people who do bad things, you can't sleep in peace at night. You may be rich or whatever, but you're always worried about something, because what you do to others will come back to you in a sense. So if you fear the Lord and turn from evil, there's no question you'll be healing to your body and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord from your wealth and from the best of all your produce. So your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will overflow with new wine. My son, do not reject the discipline of the Lord. The Lord is reproved, for whom the Lord loves, He reproves, and even as a father corrects his son in whom He delights. So we look at the Christian perspective. How should the Christian look at life so that we understand God's will and so we can find happiness? I believe in the end, it always comes down to the three, faith, hope, and love. I think in the end, it is always that. You can say whatever you like, but the Bible really is condensed into those three words. As 1 Corinthians 13 says, now abides faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. So, faith makes life possible, hope makes life workable, and love makes life beautiful. So, we'll look at these quickly, and then we'll discuss quickly on understanding God's will. Now, faith. What is faith? Faith is Hebrews 11 tells us. Faith is belief in God, really, and that belief leads us to action, because we trust that God has given us the right way to go. The most interesting thing I find in this life is that the more effort you put into something, the more you get out of it. Daniel mentioned it before, I think. Somebody else. No, some other person mentioned it. But the more effort you put into something, the more you get out of it. Right? If you think about, why did God say you should love the Lord your God, all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind? And why did He say, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth or rust destroy, and where thieves not break in and steal? For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The more you work for something, the more precious it is. If you don't work for it, you won't treasure it. And that is why I find that sometimes people who didn't have to struggle or work for their faith don't appreciate it as much. If you don't feel that you're a sinner, if you don't feel you're the burden, then you do not treasure it as much. So when I left for Singapore at 15, I had studied in the church for like 3 years or 2 years, and it was difficult because I've only been a Christian for, after the 2 years study, for about 6 months. I became a Christian when I was 15, so about 14 actually. So I only studied for 6 months, and then I had to leave my home congregation to go to another one, and it is very difficult to start again. Right? It is difficult. So that's why when people come here from overseas, I understand what they go through, because it's what you all go through. You will see a lot of people, they don't feel like they belong, or they can't settle in. And how I overcame that was, and it was difficult because the church was quite far away. I had to catch, a few buses. It took me like half an hour, 40 minutes to go on a Sunday. And it was challenging. Like for the first 6 months, you go, and then you wonder what you're doing there, and then you go home, and then some weeks you don't feel like going, and then you struggle, right? And that's life. So you struggle, and I think all of us here understand that. Because there are days when you wonder, what are you getting out of it, or what's the point of it? Suffice to say, look, I'm still here, I'm standing here. So the story must have turned out all right, isn't it? So after about 6 to 12 months, I found some people I could get along well with church, hang around with them, make friends, right? And then you contribute. You say, look, I want to help do something at church. Whether it's do prayer, or you be a part of the congregation. And when they have events, you attend. You put your heart into it. That's how you get something out of it. If you just come to church, or if you just believe in Christianity and not want to make an effort to get better, to study the Bible, or to grow, you will never get anything out of it. Because the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. I think that's the most important lesson. Like when you watch people, AFL, let's say, they're all crying and hugging and jumping on the ground after a match if they win the grand final. Why? Because they work so hard, they practice every day to win. You know what I mean? So they left it all out on the field. They do all they can. Have we done that in our life? We value things based on how much you've invested into it. And the more you give is the more you receive. And a life of no regrets is a life in which you've given it your best shot, given it your all. So faith is the foundation of our relationship with God and one another. When I sat my fellowship exam in radiology, I failed the first time. I passed half of it. But it was the hardest thing ever. Like climbing Mount Everest is just crazy. But when you pass and then you finish, it's amazing, right? You feel so good. So, and that's it. That's it. You enjoy your success much more if you work for it. So the hope we have, like, why bother with all that work if we had nothing to work for? So the hope is what lets us endure, lets us face those trials. 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. God is faithful, will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. With the temptation, also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. So, no matter your challenges, rest assured that it is common. We all share the same pain, the same happiness, the same sadness. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, that's why Christianity is timeless. Because we all understand emotion, we all have feelings, we all feel the same thing. Now I told Caitlin that I would put this up because lately I've been watching lots of anime, so this is a great anime, you guys have to watch this. Alright, it's Planet. Anyway, I actually love stories. Like, that's why I told William the other time I wanted to talk about stories, because life is a story, isn't it? And when you watch stories in any medium, whether you read a book, read a biography, whether you watch a TV series, watch a movie, it is all seeing how other people see the world. So you're learning their point of view of the world and how they think things should interact in that world. And the most amazing things are that, look, I think some people think, oh, watching cartoons or anime is like childish or whatever, but the truth is, if you think about stories, a good story is a good story, regardless of what medium it's told. Like, that's why the Bible is so amazing, because the Bible is an amazing story. It's got all the elements that you could imagine. Anyway, when I was talking. And so anyway, you should watch this anime right to the end, and it's an amazing one. Those of you who watched it will know it's good. Love keeps things going. Why is love so powerful? Because love overcomes fear. Why? If you watch a movie or you interact with people, what are people afraid of? You know, why do we have fear? Like, I always watch shows. When you're a young person, you're always afraid to tell the girl you like her, for example, or to confess your weaknesses to one another. But why is that? Because we are afraid of rejection, isn't it? We are afraid that we will be made fun of, that we will fail, you know, that people will think this person is weak or useless. And that is what holds you back. And the truth is, you know, if we understand that they feel the same way, that all of us have that same fear, you know, it kind of frees you a bit because you know that we all share the same doubts. Like when I became a doctor, I remember I told people that don't become a doctor, it's terrible. Now I tell everyone be a doctor because it's awesome. So you know, your perspective can change over time, and it's important to recognize that. So love overcomes fear. You know, don't live your life afraid. All right, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Fear involves punishment, and the one who fears is not perfect in love. We love because he first loved us. So the Christian has strength because we have love. So in our life, these are the steps. You know, we go through trials and challenges. We grow because we endure, and then we find happiness after that. So the happy life. And it's always the case that as you get older, you become more long-winded. Um, and and everyone's all asleep, but I'm still going on by myself up here. So I'll try not to be all by myself for too much longer. Now, the most difficult choices, because I did promise you that I would talk about knowing God's will and finding happiness, right? Let me just narrow it down first. I'm not talking about sin, like if you want to be a drug dealer or a robber or a gangster, want to beat people up, I say don't do that because that's clearly wrong. That's easy. Clearly wrong things are wrong, so just be aware. I'm talking about choosing between good options, right? Like, you know, should I stay in Adelaide or should I move to Sydney or should I go here? Should I have gone to UK or come to Australia? How do you decide? Should I marry this girl or marry that girl? That one, there are other factors in there, but we'll leave it at that. So the choices we are difficult are multiple good options. The good news I have for you today, there's a twist in my story, is that it doesn't matter. All right, this is an unusual statement. I've come to the belief that actually when it comes to good options, the choice is irrelevant. It truly is. Provided the following conditions are met. All right, you have that Christian perspective I told you about earlier. You pray to God, study the scripture, you discussed it. Once you've done that, oops, can't go backwards, never mind. Once you've done that, whatever you choose actually makes no difference. And the reason I say it is this, because God will always guide you regardless. So like let's say if I went to the UK, I wouldn't be here, my life would be different, but I trust in God that it would have been good anyway. Like William sacrificed everything to come to Australia. I hope he's happy, and I think he is. And I think all of us who are here today, we can all content and assured that even if you have chosen a different path down the road, it doesn't actually matter. As long as you stay faithful to God and trust in Him, it is for the best. Right? And that is very important. And that is what gives us the peace. That's what the peace is promised to us. Philippians 4, 6 and 7. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to God. The peace of God which surpasses all comprehension will guard your hearts and minds. Later on he says, not that I speak from what? for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am. I know how to get along with humble means, and I also know how to live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry, both of having abundance and suffering need. I can do all things to Him who strengthens me. So the truth is, our choices actually don't matter because God is always looking after us, regardless of how you choose. We know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Those whom He foreknew, He also predestined to become conformed to the image of His Son, so that He will be the firstborn among many brethren. These whom He predestined, He also called, and those who He called, He justified. Those whom He justified, glorified. What shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? And in all things we overwhelmingly conquer through Him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor any other created thing will be able to separate us from the love of God. This is a lot. I think this is the most important thing. If you stay faithful to God and you trust in God, none of your choices will be wrong. Ever. And that is important because it gives you, like when Job was tested, he lost everything. He got everything back in the end. Even if he didn't, it was still good. Now, when Moses took the people out, he made one mistake. By the end, he was still on the transfiguration of Jesus, Elijah. Now, God didn't let him go into the promised land, but he was still with God in the end. That is so important for us to recognize. So in conclusion, this morning we read 1 Peter 5. Don't worry about things. Don't worry because God knows and takes care of you. So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will care for itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Life is a journey, a story. But we should never be stuck in the past or worried for the future. We need to live in the present, having faith in God, with hope for the future, love for one another. As Paul reminds us, not that I have already obtained it or have already become perfect, but I press on so that I may lay hold of that which also I was laid hold of by Jesus Christ. Brethren, I do not regard myself as having laid hold of it yet. One thing I do, I forget what lies behind and reach forward to what lies ahead. Press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of Jesus Christ. Jesus. Now, I preached my first lesson when I was 16 years old. But I'm 41 now, so 25 years. And every time it still excites me because I find that you actually learn so much in preparing for lessons. If none of you learn anything, I always go home in peace because I've learned something anyway. So it's a bonus to me if you learn something. And I hope that we can reflect on this. Christianity is a wonderful religion. It's a religion of hope, of faith, of love, and it changes lives. And hopefully we can all continue to share that with one another. Thank you.